Welcome to the Henry Clay in Louisville, Kentucky. Tonight we're celebrating a couple of things. The first is the unveiling of the Evan Williams Single Barrel Vintage 2000. We're going to get to sample it, and I'm actually already sampling it. But so will you. Follow me.
Say, Tom, how are you doing?
It's so good to see you, man. So we're here with Craig and Parker Beam, the master distillers for Evan Williams, the single barrel, and it's a brand new bottle, brand new packaging.
If you notice, they downsized this so you can see more of the content.
And we're also, not only is this a celebration of the single barrel 2000 vintage, it's also a celebration of you having 50 years in the business, right?
Sort of unbelievable that that you accumulate 50 years that fast. I started under my father and followed in his footsteps, but also I've been able to work under the same ownership, which no other master distiller in the industry can say that.
And now your son is following your footsteps, right? What's that like to follow in your father's footsteps?
Well, there's always a certain amount of pressure on you to try to hold up the torch, and try to keep the same profile and do the same thing that your dad did.
Well, and even going back more than 50 years, Max, your family with bourbon goes back how far?
Well, it's interesting you say that. This is our 75th anniversary. Our company was founded in 1934 as Prohibition was ending, and we started the business from scratch at that time, and here we are some 75 years later, 860,000 barrels in our aging at our facilities here in central Kentucky.
Who started this then? It was
my father. My father and his brother started the company back in 1934. I mean, it's really an exciting business. But the best part about it, from my perspective, is that we've got a third generation coming with my son, my son-in-law, and my daughter, all of whom bring that passion that you need to be a viable factor in any business today, but they particularly bring it to the spirits business, and that's the best thing about it, because we're going to be making good whiskey for many, many years to come.
And what's going to happen is there's going to be an unveiling, and what do you think is going to happen when we take that veil off? What are we going to see, Dan?
Bourbon.
What do we call this art? Can you tell me what we call this art?
Living statue.
Living statue?
Living statue.
And what part are you playing tonight?
I am basically a Roman centurion.
Now, back in the Roman days, there wasn't bourbon. I don't think.
Not called bourbon, no.
But
plenty of alcohol.
I actually still to this day have one bottle of each of the vintages. I'm a firm believer. I'm not a collector. I'm a drinker. But this was one of those things where I've always been thrilled by these releases every year, that I just sort of like say, squirrel one away every year, just as my way of paying homage and my respect to Heaven Hill and to Parker and Craig Beam.
Well, I'm excited to try the new one. They're gonna kick off here in just a few minutes. They're gonna be releasing it. They're gonna be knocking the bung off the barrel with the bung knocker. It's the greatest word in bourbon making.
I love when you talk dirty like that.
I know.
It's a dream come true to be able to taste a whiskey right out of the barrel. I mean, nothing gets better than that. If you got the master distiller pulling a sample right out of the barrel, I mean, that's basically like as close as the best sex you can have when it comes to whiskey. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Really,
it's pretty close to heaven.
Yeah.
Well, let's go have one.
All right, let's do it.
We are the very first. We're all going to sample this. Cheers. I'm a fan. A shot of us all toasting. Cheers.
Well, it's incredibly good.
This is another great vintage, y'all. This is great.
This will be one of the standouts we've had for the last 15 years, we feel like.
And what aromas, what taste do you get in this?
Oh, I get a good creamy taste, smooth, honey, and I mean it was excellent, really. far beyond what I thought it would be.
What do you think of this whiskey? What do you think of this bourbon?
Well, particularly the 2000, without any pretense, is like nothing I've tasted before. The whiskey is so round, and I think the nose is almost a little vegetal. It's almost mulch-like. And then there's apricot and eucalyptus, as Gary Regan would say. Some really extraordinary flavors and a delightful, delicious long finish.
What do you think of this 2000 vintage?
I love the 2000 vintage. What I found was that after you sip it, it's got this nice, strong, peppery kick that really comes out at the end. That has this nice creamy finish, but then it just has the nice little bit of spice in there.
What did you think of the 2000 vintage? What are your thoughts?
I love it. I love his in-depth. I love his character. I love his slightly peatness with, of course, this beautiful, beautiful vanilla flavored, in-depth aroma.
And these single barrel bourbons, this is the only vintage dated bourbon in the world, for one thing.
That is correct, absolutely. It makes it very unique and very unusual. And there's only a limited supply. We have a certain amount of barrels allocated each year, and when that whiskey's consumed and bottled up, that's the end of it. There is no more. We actually ran out before the end of the year this year with our 1999, so hopefully we'll have enough for 2000 to last for the entire year, this coming year, 2010.
This is the 1993 one. They glued this down. This is pretty valuable. What we're looking at here is each year dating all the way back to 1986. And each of the years, the flavor changed. And it's changed once again this year. And that's why we celebrate the single barrel bourbon. I'm so happy to be celebrating with both of you tonight. Thank you both so much. And congratulations to you on 50 years. And I think we'll see you here for 50 years too. Something tells me.
I'm not sure I'll make it another 50, you know.
Cheers. Here's to Evan Williams. Here's to Parker Beam's 50th anniversary. Parker's over here.
Bringing a culture, a people, and a passion together with one blog. bourbonblog.com. We only encourage responsible drinking by those who have legal age to drink in their countries or regions. So be safe, be legal, and never drink and drive.